bitter divisions in the United Kingdom, where anger-filled protests erupted into violent riots this week.
People are fed up of being told you should be ashamed if you're white and working class.
A right-wing tinderbox of anti-Muslim sentiment ignited by dangerous online misinformation.
There is an attempt to exploit a very tragic situation.
One of those accused of using misinformation to fan the flames of anger, Tommy Robinson, the anti-Islam campaigner and convicted criminal, is one of the UK's most prominent far-right activists. Thomas Daigle has covered Tommy Robinson for years. So what do we know about his involvement?
You could say Tommy Robinson has been laying the groundwork, fanning anger, especially towards Muslims and immigrants, for his followers for years now, and all that was needed was a spark, and sadly that came last week with that mass stabbing and the deaths of 3 young children in Southport, England. What did Tommy Robinson say about all this? Unapologetically, in his words, "Don't say I didn't warn you." So in 2018, I looked into what this growing influence means for Robinson and his supporters. His name rallies those with like-minded views. An army so passionate about his cause, they show up outside the courthouse when he's inside.
Tommy speaks the truth.
About what?
About, I think you know what about. Islam, Sharia law.
Tommy Robinson fancies himself an activist and journalist known for provocative statements like this.
We don't have to stop radical Muslims, we have to stop Islam.
I've caused a breach of peace, I'm being arrested.
A Facebook live stream ultimately got him arrested, reporting in his own way outside a trial covered by a publication ban. Authorities considered it contempt of court, but that's just part of the story.
This is a far-right, anti-Muslim activist with a history of violence and criminality who was sent to prison for breaking the law.
We don't want any more mosques in this country.
Just look at how Robinson first became known more than a decade ago by leading chaotic rallies with the self-styled English Defence League, a group promoting British values over what it considered creeping Sharia law.
Look around you, feel your strength.
Among his followers back then was Ivan Humble. He now rejects the group known as EDL, but keeps the tattoo as a reminder of just how enthralled he became.
There's nobody listening to me, and I found a voice in the English Defence League. If you self-brainwash yourself unconsciously, you don't really realise. Because you're reading the same stuff, you just don't really realise that it's affecting you in your head. It's quite sad, but then...
It's the first time he returns to Luton Town Hall since the group was banned here in the heart of Robinson's hometown. In his old stomping grounds, Robinson channeled fears of Islam as a supposed threat to local culture. Then turning to social media, Robinson gained an overseas audience and a big boost from Canada.
What he says is clear and philosophical and liberal.
Like-minded firebrand Ezra Levant offered Robinson a platform on his alternative network, Rebel Media.
Who are you here? Who are you?
Racking up millions of views with stunts like this.
You're scum. You're defending child rapists.
Antagonizing the accused and their families outside rape trials.
I'm here to expose people like you, all of you.
And blaming Islam as the source of the crime.
The fact that instead of talking about the individuals that perpetrate the crimes, he extrapolates that out and holds the whole of the Muslim community and the whole of Islam, all 1.6 billion, responsible.
His supporters saw his arrest as an attack on free speech. They marched in his defense, many likely unaware the demonstration was partly funded by a think tank an ocean away.
How do you spend money that goes to support, give air, oxygen to these comments?
So it's not about the oxygen that's giving to the comments. It's about his right to say it. It's important for an American organization to stand up for an individual talking about the threat of Islamism in his community, because what's going on there could also and is also occurring here in the United States.
Released from prison in 2018, Robinson gave few interviews.
All the mainstream media do is lie.
But a primetime spot on Fox News confirmed his audience had reached global proportions.
The minute you mention criticise Islam, you are deemed and attacked by everybody.
When his retrial got underway, with the threat of prison time looming, his supporters showed they'll have his back. And when he speaks his mind, they'll listen.
So just to be clear, Tommy Robinson hasn't been involved in the riots this week on the ground himself.
No, the irony here is he's been thousands of kilometers away posting about these riots from the beach, soaking up the sun in Greece and in Cyprus. The tabloids caught up with him there. Pointedly, British prosecutors have said that if you're on social media influencing and egging on these riots from abroad, you will be extradited. They haven't named him, but in any case, he has to be back in a London court in person in front of a judge in October. The judge ordered him to be there in a separate libel case. He's already in a bunch of trouble and could be in deeper trouble soon.
All right, Thomas Daigle, thank you.
You're welcome.